Hey, what's up, YouTube? We're going to do some painting tonight, and I figured let's paint something for fun. So, I'm always inspired by the idea that you can customize the models to how you want. I'm going to paint one thing into another thing. So tonight we're painting an Anima Tactics miniature. This is Cenette from the Wanderers line, and here's a look at the studio art, the long hair, the flowing dress, and the rapier. And well, that kind of reminds me of something from anime, and I love the ability to be able to take something that's similar and paint it into something else that it reminds me of. And what she reminds me of is this character. This is Asuna from Sword Art Online. This is the first version of Asuna, so this is not the later Asuna. Really enjoy this classic look here. So we're going to get going with some camo black brown, and I'm just going to go ahead and spray the base down with that, and then a little bit of gray on the granite part. And now we're just going to move straight into the white. You can see I'm going really fast with the light brown there, and then highlighting up to white or ancient white, and then I'm going to do some work on the sword here, some Spellsinger blue, and then the VMA blue, and then finally we're going to go on to just regular white here. So yes, I did speed up that footage quite a bit. I should point out that this is not a tutorial video. This is actually a just a for fun painting video, and so I'm now in doing the highest highlight here in true white. So the true white is you just use it on the tip, and you can see I'm getting away with the gradient there. And with the airbrush, I'm going to be doing this, what we call the zenithal highlighting, where you just kind of aim at higher and higher points of the model, and that kind of gives you that layered look that you can get using a brush. However, it does it much faster, and it does it with much less sharp contrast between the gradient. So airbrush actually allows you to do this. As long as I stay in real tight like this and just barely use any air pressure, I should be okay. So that's pretty much going to be it for the airbrushing part. Again, I did move through this pretty quickly, mainly because I want to get on to the painting. And we're going to stick with a pretty basic paint job here. The idea is just to try to capture the essence of the Asuna model. I didn't really follow her exactly to detail for a couple reasons. One, the sculpt does not match up exactly to the Asuna sculpt. It is not an Asuna model. This is Cenette, but I'm painting her in that style, and that's one of the cool things about miniature painting, is that you can be inspired by something and you can customize your miniature to however you like. Now, as it turns out, Cenette and her in-game boyfriend Drake are pretty similar to the Asuna and Kirito models, characters from Sword Art Online, and that's kind of where I was going with this. So there's the highlighting on the sword and the white. Now I'm going to get in with the brush painting. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the black into the eyes. Then I'm going to paint the eyeballs in white. So just a little bit of white with the black background, and then dot in the pupils with black. You can see I had to pull it off frame there for sometimes when things are getting a little too tight. I can't stay close to the camera. So now I'm doing the undercoat Vallejo Game Color Heavy Skin Tone. And this is going to allow me to shape the eyes, and I'm going to paint the undercoat of the flesh. From there I start highlighting, mixing in Vallejo Model Color Light Flesh into that deep skin tone, and I'm going to start highlighting this flesh up. So one thing to note, Cenette's stockings go all the way up, but I wanted to capture a little bit of Asuna's kind of thigh-high boots there, so I actually hand painted in the border there. You can see some more highlights going down here, and then we're going to wash that flesh with some, well, I'm not going to wash yet. Actually, I'm going to paint the hair with Vallejo Game Color Heavy Ochre. We're going to go with Asuna's kind of auburn hair, so Heavy Ochre is a nice color from Game Color to do that. Now I'm going to wash the whole thing as one set, so I'm going to come in with the Citadel Seraphim Sepia wash, and you got to be kind of precise at this point because I airbrushed most of the base coat. I don't want that wash running all over the place, so I actually really just kind of hit the borders there and towards the middle, and then you just come right back in with that mix of heavy skin tone and light flesh and re-highlight the miniature. Once that's done, You can move in with your sunset red, give her a little bit of pink lips there. Now you mix that sunset red with your flesh wash. You don't want to go straight in with it, otherwise it'll look too stark on the model. So you do that, and then you're going to mix in a little bit more light skin tone and just clean up the lips and the rest of the highlights. So the skin is done. So now I'm into the red detailing on the model. So I'm in with Model Color Carmine Red. Now this is a nice rich red. It's not too bright like the flat red. The one thing you're going to want to do here though is you're going to want to come in with at least a couple layers. You can see that first layer going on there very thinly. This is normal for red. You really don't want to try to cake the paint on. You're really trying to just get multiple thin layers in building your depth there. So you can see I'm doing some freehand as well. I want to just do you know, some circles and straight lines and things to break up the pattern of Asuna here. And you can see working around the bottom of the boots, working around the trim of the dress, and yes, this is sped up quite a bit. So so yeah. And here's the second layer of the red coming in. You can see you just have to come in and do that twice. Now the other thing I'm doing is I'm doing a little cross on each of the thigh boots. Now when you do freehand like this, I found it easier just to paint a little faster than you would think. I don't like to go too slow with the freehand, but you want to go super thin. That way you can correct yourself by thickening up the lines. So now I just add a little bit of flour to the base, paint the rim black, and that's going to pretty much do it. I mean, there's not much to this model. I'm going to just do a little cleanup there, but not a whole lot to the model. You can see, you know, she's pretty simple in how she's put together, but I'm pretty happy with it. There's some freehand you can see, and you know, just your basic painting going on. So that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we're going to catch you on the next one.